To my love, these last 4 years you've made me feel more complete, more alive, and have shown me the real meaning of love. The first time I ever looked into your eyes, I knew my entire world was about to change. You make me so incredibly proud, and I promise to make you proud as your wife. So remember, when your eyes meet mine, I love you with all my heart, and I have poured my entire soul into you. No matter what life throws at us, we will always have each other for all of it. I love you.
Colin and Ashley, I don't know you, and therefore I don't know your story, but I know you have one. A story that began a year ago, or 2 or 3 or more. A story that involved meeting by accident or by intention. Maybe your story started as you were standing in line at Starbucks, or when you ended up in the same class at college, or went to work for the same company. As I said, you met by accident. But then again, maybe your story started intentionally. A mutual friend introduced you and set you up for a date. Or you found each other on a social media website and chased each other down. Again, you met by intention. I'm not sure, and although it would be interesting to know exactly how you met and when, I guess it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you did meet and decided after you met that you wanted to learn more about each other. And over the course of weeks and months and years, you discovered that you liked what you learned about each other. And eventually that learning turned to loving. A connection turned into a commitment, and a meeting became a marriage. And I think that's amazing. And I feel so privileged to be here today as you continue to write your story, not just as a couple, but as a husband and a wife. Colin, Ashley, love is the experience of writing your own story. It's not one moment, not even this moment. It's every moment. Big ones like saying, I love you for the first time, moving in together, getting engaged, but mostly a million little ones that come in between the big moments. Love isn't just a word, it's an action. Love isn't something you say, it's something you do. And all these little actions become the ongoing, ever-evolving story of your relationship, of the life you're building over time. Robert Fulghum is an author, and he writes a lot on love and marriage. One such creation is entitled Union, and I think it fits this occasion perfectly. These are his words. You've known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you've been making commitments in an informal way. All those conversations that were held in a car, over a meal, or during long walks. All those conversations that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and you will. All those late night talks that included someday and somehow and maybe. And all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. Symbolic vows you're about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another. And remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you've been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dance partner, even teacher, for you've learned much from one another these past few years. Shortly, you shall say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and things between you will never quite be the same again. For after today, you shall say to the world, this is my husband. This is mine. Colin, Ashley, as you make your vows, please join hands. Do you, Colin, promise to love Ashley and respect her, to share your life and your dreams, to build with her a home that is a place of happiness, commitment, and growth?
I do.
To always seek out the best in her, always loving her with all your heart until the end of your forever?
I do.
You choose Ashley as your one true love. Do you promise to be a companion to her in all her successes and failures, her happiness and sadness, to give her your unswavering support and to give her all the freedom she needs to choose to be Ashley?
I do.
Do you, Ashley, promise to love Colin and respect him, to share your life and your dreams, to build with him a home that is a place of happiness, commitment, and growth?
I do.
To always seek out the best in him, always loving him with all your heart until the end of your forever?
I do.
You choose Colin as your one true love. You promise to be a companion to him in all the successes and failures, his happiness and sadness, to always give him your unwavering support, and all else, above all else, the freedom to be Colin.
Yes, I do.
I know you've written personal vows to each other, and I'm going to have you share those vows now. Colin?
Ashley, I have known you were the girl I wanted to marry for a long time. More specifically, I knew I was in love with you the first time I met you. Our first date felt like the world was standing still for me. From the moment I met you to the first time you did that flip thing with your hair and smiled. The way you listened so intently to my lame jokes and how stunningly beautiful you were. I feel like I experienced a lifetime of emotions on that one 7-hour coffee date. The thing that is amazing to me is that those emotions have not changed or faded a bit over the last 4 years. I will never forget the day I met you because that's when I made the decision you were the one for me. And now I feel like the luckiest man in the world. You are my wife to be. I vow to listen to you the way I did on our first date and for the rest of our lives. I vow to always appreciate how kind and thoughtful you are. I vow to never stop looking at you the way I do. I vow to always be understanding even though we might have different views. I vow to always communicate my feelings to you to the best of my ability. I vow to protect you and cherish how good you are to me. I vow to never stop loving you.
Colin, I promise to always be patient, honest, faithful, and understanding. I promise never to dull or control your spirit because that's what makes you Colin. I vow to listen to you and learn from you and value our differences just as much as our common grounds. I promise to value your opinion and have those tough conversations. I promise to continue to work on myself in order to love you better. I promise to help you grow and allow you to help me do the same. Above all, I promise to hold on to your heart, the most incredible gift I've ever received, and to live a life always loving you.
Colin and Ashley, I know you're exchanging rings as a seal of your promises. May I have the rings, please? These rings mark a new beginning in your journey together, filled with surprise, laughter, tears, celebration, grief, and joy. As you wear them, may they be a constant reminder to you of the deep love that binds you together with faith and trust and love. Colin, please take Ashley's ring, place it on her finger. Repeat after me. Ashley, with this ring,
Ashley, with this ring,
I promise my love
I promise my love
faithfulness to you
and faithfulness to you
today,
today, tomorrow, and always.
Take Colin's ring, place it on his finger, and repeat after me. Colin, with this ring,
Colin, with this ring,
I promise my love
I promise my love
and faithfulness to you
and faithfulness to you
today,
today,
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
and always.
and always.
It's entitled Blessing for a Marriage by James Dillett Freeman. Colin and Ashley, may your marriage bring you all the exquisite excitements a marriage should bring, and may life grant you also patience, tolerance, and understanding. May you succeed in all the important ways with one another and never fail in the little graces. May you look for things to praise, often say I love you, and take no notice of small faults. If you have quarrels that push you apart, may both of you have good sense enough to take the first step back. May you have happiness, and may you find it in making one another happy. May you have love, and may you find it in loving one another. Someone wrote, "No union is more profound than marriage, for it embodies the highest ideals of love, fidelity, devotion, sacrifice, and family. In forming a marital union, two people become something greater than once they were." Colin and Ashley, you've expressed your love to one another through commitments and promises you just made, and by giving and receiving a ring, gift of this life, I now commit you to marry. Please enjoy.
That was perfect.
Yeah.